Braun started her life out quite normally and was born in Munich, Germany on a cold, rainy night on February 6, 1912, weighing in at around 12 pounds. She was born to a Bavarian Catholic family with two loving parents, Fritz and Franziska Braun, who were married in 1909, just 3 years before Eva was born. Eva's father, Fritz Braun, was a hardworking man and was quite artistic and stern. Fritz also worked as a Catholic school teacher, and her mother, Franziska Braun, also Kronberger, was a caring and nice woman. She was also often called Fanny, and some thought that she was the perfect mother to her 3 daughters. Eva was also in the middle of 3 sisters. She had an elder sister named Ilsa, and Eva had a younger sister named Gretel. All was well in the Braun family until Eva's parents formally separated when Eva was around 7. It was then decided that Eva would attend school. Eva then attended the Volksschule International School in Munich for the first 4 years of her education. She was then moved to a Catholic lyceum, which she finished at the age of 16. Finally, Eva attended a convent school run by English nuns where she studied bookkeeping and economics. Throughout Eva's schooling years, Eva had perfectly ordinary friends, good grades, and a talent for athletics. Then, at the age of 17, Eva began working for a photographer by the name of Heinrich Hoffmann. Heinrich Hoffmann was Hitler's photographer and so-called friend. Eva worked for Hoffmann in his photography shop, serving behind the counter, typing invoices, filing, learning how to process film, printing photographs in the studio, running errands, and occasionally modeling. Eva had dark blonde hair, a round face, and deep blue eyes, and many found her quite beautiful. Then, one October afternoon, the boss, Heinrich Hoffmann, came walking in with a man as Eva was reaching for a file on the top shelf of the cupboard. Eva describes him as being a man of a certain age, with a funny mustache, a light English overcoat, carrying a big felt hat in his hand. Eva was then introduced to the man who Heinrich called Herr Wolf, who looked to be about 40 years old. Then, in the following months after their first meeting, as Eva printed picture after picture of Hitler in the studio, she began to dream about being with him. Then, she was formally introduced to Adolf Hitler, and 2 years after their first meeting, they began dating. Eva agreed to move to Hitler's mountain retreat in the Alps, and thus she became his mistress. Although both families disagreed with the arrangement. In fact, Hitler's sister-in-law Angela so harshly disagreed that she was on bad terms with her brother-in-law for several years. But Eva was not Hitler's first mistress, for there was Gelly Raubel, whose mother was the housekeeper for Hitler in 1928 and was a half-sister to Hitler, therefore making Gelly Hitler's niece, who shared his bed while her mother was working. And when Gelly tried to escape the horrid relationship by taking other lovers, Hitler would make the conditions worse out of jealousy. Hitler practically ran her life, and on September 8, 1931, Gelly committed suicide after realizing Hitler would not marry her nor let her see anyone else. And there was a few others, such as Unity Mitford, who was originally from Britain but was a supporter of the Nazi cause. She dated Hitler for a few years, but when war broke out between Britain and Germany, she attempted to commit suicide, but was unsuccessful, and when she returned to Britain, she allegedly checked in to a maternity home. Although the exact reason is unknown, it is said that she gave birth to Hitler's child. And then there was Mimi Rioter, who met Hitler when she was just 16, and Hitler was 37. She fell in love with Hitler, but then was ignored by him and tried to hang herself, but was found by her brother-in-law and cut down before she died. Then she gave up on Hitler and married a local hotel keeper instead. But it didn't work out, so she and Hitler got back together. But then Hitler refused her, thinking it would be bad publicity to be with a divorced woman. Anyway, after getting into a relationship with Hitler, Eva had little or no social life of her own, although she enjoyed movies and television and kept up her love for photography and athletics. In fact, most of the movies today available of Hitler were Eva's work. Although early in their relationship, Eva became despondent because of the lack of attention Hitler was paying to her, and she attempted suicide twice. The first attempt was on November 1st, 1932, when Eva shot a pistol at her heart but missed and survived. The second time she attempted was in 1935, when she took an overdose of sleeping pills, writing in her journal, "We'll see if I don't get an answer before this evening. I'll take 25 pills and gently fall asleep into another world." Though Hitler still refused to marry her, saying a family would interfere with his commitment to building a Third Reich and would cost a large percentage of female votes. But Eva was still faithful, and after the first attempt on Hitler's life in 1944, she wrote to him saying, "From our first meeting, I swore to follow you anywhere, even into the death. I live only for your love."